and devolve into something that was unrecognizable to me.
Hollywood's dazzling spotlight demands perfection, but for some celebrities, that pressure triggered transformations that left the world stunned. What started as subtle refinements spiraled into full-blown surgical nightmares, leaving them virtual strangers to the icons we once adored. In this video, we're exposing the most jaw-dropping celebrity makeovers that took a disastrous turn. From frozen features to overstuffed fillers, their stories are a chilling warning about the price of chasing an impossible ideal. Make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe so you catch everything still to come. All Carol Bryan wanted was a minor refresh, a simple procedure to reclaim her youthful confidence. Back in 2009, the 47-year-old placed her complete trust in modern aesthetics, believing they could restore her vibrant glow. But a single session of fillers changed everything. The injection, a toxic cocktail of two different fillers, one of them silicone, triggered a horrifying reaction. Her face began to swell, harden, and contort beyond recognition. The soft features she once loved vanished, replaced by a reflection that was no longer her own. In an instant, the confident Carol was gone, a living victim of the exact beauty dream she had so hopefully pursued. Carol fought desperately to save her face, exhausting every option from medical interventions to corrective procedures, praying for a miracle. But each attempt failed, only deepening the nightmare. She vanished from the world, becoming a recluse trapped by shame and agonizing heartbreak. The only person permitted to see the reality of her suffering was her daughter, the sole witness to her pain. In 2013, grasping at one final sliver of hope, Carol put her trust in a craniofacial surgeon. But fate reserved its cruelest twist for last. The grueling surgery left her with permanent optic nerve damage, stealing the vision from one eye forever. It was the devastating, final price she paid in her pursuit of beauty. Today, in her late 50s, Carol lives with the scars, both on her face and in her heart. But she is done hiding. Instead, she now stands tall, using her voice to turn her pain into a powerful purpose. Her story has become an urgent reminder that beauty is a choice, one that demands vigilance and absolute care. Carol's journey is far more than a personal tragedy. It's a critical message about the hidden dangers of cosmetic enhancements and the vital need for informed, conscious decisions. She has forged strength from her suffering, proving to the world that true beauty always starts with self-acceptance. Michael Jackson's journey with plastic surgery is as legendary and controversial as his music. From his youthful charm in the Jackson 5 to his final public appearances, the transformation was nothing short of staggering. What reportedly began as a single procedure to fix a nose injury in 1979 soon spiraled into a lifelong cycle of alterations. Jackson was so apprehensive, he had his sister LaToya get a nose job first, using her as a test run. That single decision ignited his complex relationship with cosmetic surgery. Over time, each procedure chiseled away at the boy the world once knew, pulling him closer to an elusive vision of perfection. Pleased with the initial outcome, Michael launched into an escalating quest for transformation. The procedures multiplied: countless nose jobs, cheek implants, eyelid lifts, and chin enhancements. Surgeons have speculated he underwent dozens of procedures, sometimes reportedly stacking several into a single marathon session. While Jackson himself often cited medical necessity, like difficulty breathing, the public suspected a far deeper motivation. Whispers turned to theories of body dysmorphic disorder, a painful obsession with imagined flaws. His ever-changing face became more than a physical metamorphosis. It was the very canvas of his internal drive to redefine beauty, identity, and perhaps to escape the man he was forced to be. Michael's skin tone, which lightened dramatically over the years, became the most polarizing aspect of his metamorphosis. While public debate raged, his autopsy later confirmed the medical reality he'd long maintained. He had vitiligo, a disease that causes skin depigmentation. Amidst this scrutiny, Jackson once mused, "If I only share my talent with myself, that would be selfish," perhaps suggesting his appearance was intrinsically tied to his art. Today, his impact on music and performance is immortal, but his ever-shifting image tells a second, tragic story, one about the crushing gravity of fame, the impossible pursuit of perfection, and the devastating emotional toll of living forever under the world's brightest, most unforgiving light. Jocelyn Wildenstein, infamously dubbed Catwoman, remains one of the most notorious icons in the annals of extreme makeovers. Even at 84, her distinctly feline features continue to shock and fascinate global audiences. Yet despite decades of swirling speculation, Jocelyn fiercely maintains her look isn't the result of endless procedures. She claims her arresting appearance is entirely natural, a genetic gift from her parents, merely preserved by luxury Swiss skincare. Whether you buy her story or not, Wildenstein blurs the line between myth and reality, obsession and beauty, cementing her as one of modern pop culture's most baffling figures. Yes, you heard that correctly. Forget the chocolates and the luxury watches. Jocelyn swears it's all Swiss beauty secrets. But let's be real, the world isn't buying it. For decades, the rumor mill has churned with claims she's dropped over $4 million on an arsenal of surgeries, facelifts, eyelid lifts, cheek implants, and more, all to achieve that unmistakable look. Skeptics argue that no skincare regimen, no matter how exclusive, could possibly explain a transformation that drastic. And yet Jocelyn remains defiant, insisting there's no scalpel behind her signature face, just good genes and a touch of Swiss luxury. Love her or loathe her, Jocelyn Wildenstein has become an undeniable pop culture fixture. Her face exists somewhere between beauty, extreme eccentricity, and pure legend, a living monument to self-reinvention. She's far more than a tabloid headline. She's a phenomenon that simply refuses to fade. Even after decades, Jocelyn continues to spark intense fascination and debate. So here's the million-dollar question. Is she the beneficiary of flawless Swiss genes and miracle creams, or the canvas for one of the most extravagant plastic surgery sagas in history? That enduring mystery is precisely what keeps her name blazing in the spotlight. Donatella Versace, a true fashion titan, has seared her name into the very fabric of global style. But behind that iconic image lies a story of raw ambition, creativity, and a relentless drive for transformation. Her journey began in her teens, encouraged by her brother Gianni, starting with the simple act of lightening her hair. That first step of self-expression opened the door to a lifelong quest to personify her own ideal of glamour. Her evolution was never just about vanity. It's the reflection of her core belief that beauty, exactly like fashion, is a fluid, ever-changing art form.
Experts and industry insiders have long chronicled Donatella's extensive cosmetic journey, a reported cocktail of Botox, fillers, and laser treatments used to sculpt her signature look. Famed plastic surgeon Dr. Steve Fallick has even gone on record about the sheer volume of enhancements she's undergone. Public reaction, predictably, is polarized. Critics label her a symbol of excess, a living cautionary tale about taking the pursuit of beauty too far. Yet, her supporters see a fearless icon, a woman unapologetically authoring her own image, defying the rules of aging and shattering the very definition of what natural beauty is supposed to be. Donatella has never shied away from the spotlight, or the firestorm of criticism that comes with it. In a famously candid moment, she quipped that natural beauty is overrated, comparing it to vegetables she simply refuses to eat. For her, beauty was never about conformity. It was a statement of creativity, power, and personal freedom. Now at 69, Donatella remains one of fashion's most imposing figures, still commanding the room with her signature platinum hair, bronzed glow, and undeniable aura. Her story transcends high fashion or cosmetic work. It's about taking total ownership of an identity, defying expectations, and defining glamour on her own, completely unapologetic terms. Pete Burns, the trailblazing frontman of Dead or Alive, gave the world the electrifying 80s anthem, "You Spin Me Round Like a Record." But he's equally remembered for his dramatic and deeply personal odyssey through plastic surgery. His androgynous beauty, fearless attitude, and razor-sharp wit made him a true pop culture icon, a figure who shattered every norm. Yet behind that striking image was a lifelong obsession with transformation. It all reportedly began with a simple nose job to repair a break, but that single decision unlocked a relentless pursuit of perfection, one that would ultimately redefine his face, his identity, and his legacy. Over the years, Pete Burns underwent a staggering 300 surgeries and corrective procedures, a number that is almost impossible to comprehend. While most people struggle to recover from one major operation, Burns was trapped in an endless, vicious cycle. Many of these weren't new enhancements, but desperate attempts to repair infections, fix complications, or correct results that left him dissatisfied. Each procedure dragged him deeper into uncharted territory, blurring the fragile line between self-expression and self-destruction. His ever-changing face became both his armor and his curse, a powerful symbol of individuality, fame, and the haunting price of an obsession taken too far. Pete Burns was relentlessly candid about the drive behind his transformation. He insisted it wasn't vanity, it was identity. Every procedure was a step in his lifelong mission to align the face in the mirror with the person he knew he was inside. Defying countless medical warnings, he chased his own vision of artistic perfection, treating his appearance as a canvas for creativity, just as essential to his expression as his music. That fearless commitment cemented him as a cult icon, admired, misunderstood, but impossible to forget. Though he passed away in 2016 at just 57, Pete Burns' story endures as both an inspiration and a powerful cautionary tale about the beautiful, dangerous extremes of self-reinvention. Dennis Avner, known to the world as Stalking Cat, lived a life that shattered conventions and pushed the boundaries of human identity. Born in Michigan, his shocking feline appearance masked a surprising truth. He was a U.S. Navy veteran and a skilled computer programmer, with a profound fascination for transformation. His extraordinary path began at 23, when, according to his own story, a Native American medicine man urged him to embrace his spiritual bond with the tiger. From that moment, Dennis dedicated his life to becoming his totem, blurring the line between human and animal, art and existence in a way the world had never witnessed. Inspired by this directive, Dennis took the name Stalking Cat and embarked on a lifelong quest to morph his body into a living tribute to his totem. It began with ink, extensive full face and body tattoos, replicating a tiger's bold stripes. But the ink was only the start. Over the years, he collaborated with renowned modification artists like Steve Howarth and Shannon Larratt, reportedly undergoing 14 major surgical procedures. These included subdermal implants to reshape his face, a flattened nose, surgically pointed ears, and even whisker implants. He even added a prosthetic tail at one point, fully committing to the feline persona he had envisioned. Despite his radical appearance, Dennis maintained a surprisingly mainstream career, continuing his work in information technology. Yet his extraordinary look inevitably became a media sensation, landing him on shows like Larry King Live and Ripley's Believe It or Not. His transformation captivated the public, sparking fierce debates about the limits of body modification and the true meaning of personal freedom. While some outlets claimed he held a world record for the most extreme animal transformation, this was never made official. Regardless, Avner cemented his place as a cultural icon, embodying the absolute outer boundaries of self-expression and sparking fascination, admiration, and controversy in equal measure. Tragically, Dennis Avner passed away in 2012 at just 57, leaving followers stunned by his untimely death. His life remains a striking testament to the outer limits of individuality and the raw pursuit of self-expression. Through his choices, Avner forced society to question conventional beauty and the very definition of identity. Loved or criticized, Stalking Cat embodied the boldest edge of human creativity, proving the desire to transform can be as wild, mysterious, and untamed as the animals that inspire us. If stories like this captivate you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. There's plenty more fascinating content ahead. Addiction wears many faces, but for Hong Myoku, it became a relentless obsession with plastic surgery. Once an aspiring model and singer, she first sought cosmetic enhancements at 28, chasing the promise of flawless, youthful skin. What began as a quest for self-improvement quickly spiraled into a full-blown dependency. Procedures piled up, one after another, faster than she could ever heal. In time, the consequences were devastating, leaving her permanently scarred, not just on the outside, but deep within her soul. Her story is a chilling cautionary tale of how the pursuit of beauty can twist into a life-shattering obsession. Hong's journey for perfection took her from South Korea to Japan, chasing an endless series of surgeries. With each operation, her obsession only intensified. Eventually, legitimate doctors refused to treat her, recognizing her fixation had spiraled dangerously out of control. Ignoring their warnings, she returned to Korea with a face so radically altered, even her own parents could barely recognize her. She briefly sought psychiatric help, but quickly abandoned it, turning instead to unlicensed practitioners. They provided silicone injections and, shockingly, even gave her the tools to inject herself. It was the fatal turning point, the moment her quest for beauty became an irreversible descent into self-destruction. When the medical-grade silicone ran out, Hong's desperation took a horrifying turn. She resorted to injecting cooking oil into her face, a catastrophic decision that caused severe swelling, grotesque scarring, and permanent disfigurement. Her tragic story sent shockwaves across South Korea, sparking an outpouring of public sympathy and donations to fund corrective surgeries. Surgeons performed more than 10 reconstructive procedures, managing to remove some of the foreign substances, but the damage was too extensive to ever fully undo. Now in her early 60s, Hong lives quietly, working at a secondhand clothing store with government support. Her journey stands as a stark, sobering warning about the darkest side of cosmetic addiction, highlighting the urgent need for awareness, caution, and compassion in the pursuit of beauty.
Jessica Alves, the Brazilian-British television personality once known as Rodrigo Alves, is globally infamous for her staggering and highly public cosmetic transformations. Born in São Paulo, Brazil on July 30, 1983, Jessica is the daughter of a Brazilian mother and British father, Roserval Alves. Her father's family, European immigrants who arrived in the 1940s, built a sprawling business empire spanning agriculture, supermarkets, shopping centers, and real estate. From her earliest years, Jessica recognized and fully embraced her femininity, setting the stage for a lifelong journey of dramatic self-expression and bold personal reinvention. Jessica found comfort in the Barbie dolls gifted by her grandfather, often expressing her identity through clothing and play traditionally seen as feminine. Though assigned male at birth, she has always identified strongly with her true self, challenging rigid societal norms long before it was common. Adolescence brought new challenges as a hormonal imbalance led to elevated estrogen and unexpected breast development. These physical changes, coupled with her unique personality, made her a target for cruel bullying. Yet those painful experiences only forged a stronger self-perception, hardening her resolve to live authentically, no matter what obstacles stood in her way. Over the years, Jessica Alves has undergone a staggering 103 cosmetic procedures. This includes so many rhinoplasties that she eventually lost her sense of smell. Her transformative journey has been both extreme and astronomically expensive, costing over $650,000 by 2018 alone. But to dismiss this as vanity would be to miss the point. For Jessica, these surgeries represent a relentless dedication to aligning her physical form with her true internal identity. Despite the immense physical pain, emotional strain, and harsh public scrutiny, she has persisted, using her body as a living canvas to express her authentic self and defy conventional ideas of gender, beauty, and identity. Jessica Alves' story is a vivid, modern testament to the extraordinary lengths one will go to finally feel at home in their own skin. Her journey illuminates the intense challenges of gender identity, self-expression, and the crushing cultural pressures tied to beauty. Despite enduring medical complications, severe emotional strain, and relentless public scrutiny, Jessica has remained defiant in her pursuit of authenticity. Her life serves as both an inspiration and a stark cautionary tale, a complex intersection of identity, aesthetics, and empowerment. Above all, it's a story about the profound courage required to unapologetically embrace one's true self. April Michelle Brown's pursuit of beauty spiraled into a waking nightmare after a single cosmetic injection triggered a massive medical disaster. Seeking a curvier figure, she turned to an unlicensed individual for a silicone buttock enhancement, completely unaware she was stepping into a deadly trap. The procedure used industrial-grade silicone, a substance meant for construction, not humans. The toxic injection immediately caused massive tissue damage and unleashed life-threatening infections that ravaged her entire body. What April believed was a simple beauty treatment quickly turned into a gruesome battle for her life. Her story is a terrifying warning about the hidden dangers of unregulated black market procedures. That single decision to trust an unqualified practitioner cost her dearly. She was forced to endure 27 agonizing surgeries to remove the toxic, decaying tissue and stop the rampant infection from killing her. Each operation wasn't just a medical procedure, it was a desperate fight to reclaim her body and her future. Despite enduring agonizing physical pain and deep emotional scars, April refused to surrender to despair. She demonstrated extraordinary resilience, learning to navigate life with prosthetics and fighting to reclaim her independence. Her journey stands as both a chilling cautionary tale about the devastating price of cheap beauty and a powerful symbol of human determination. April's experience reminds us to respect our bodies, prioritize safety over vanity, and recognize that true beauty will always be confidence and inner strength. Simon Cowell, the legendary music mogul and TV titan behind The X Factor and Got Talent, recently sparked a media frenzy with a dramatic new look that ignited speculation he'd had work done. In a surprisingly candid 2023 revelation, Cowell confirmed he had undergone aesthetic treatments in his quest for a more youthful, refreshed appearance. His openness provided a rare peek behind the curtain of a man famous for his brutal critiques, proving that even the world's most famous judge feels the universal pressure to maintain confidence in the spotlight. However, the results reportedly left Cowell virtually unrecognizable, drawing comparisons to a character straight from a horror movie. The shocking transformation stunned fans, but the blowback was also deeply personal. His own son, Eric, reportedly struggled to accept the sudden changes in his father's face. Confronted with these devastating consequences, Cowell took deliberate steps to reverse the work, forced to navigate the harsh public scrutiny while managing the emotional fallout within his own family. He decided to dissolve the fillers from his previous procedures, pivoting away from extreme alterations toward more subtle facial treatments. The goal was to achieve a naturally refreshed look while mitigating the risk of overly dramatic results. Beyond just cosmetic tweaks, Cowell embraced a holistic approach to wellness. He now maintains a balanced diet, prioritizes proper hydration, and focuses on his overall well-being, proving that true self-care extends far beyond appearances alone. Cohen's journey is a sharp reminder that even the world's most powerful figures aren't immune to the pressures of public image and aging. His experience underscores the critical importance of moderation, careful choices, and integrating overall health into any aesthetic goal. Today, Simon Cowell remains a dominant force in entertainment, proving that reinvention can take many forms, from subtle tweaks to a complete lifestyle overhaul. His story highlights a simple truth. True transformation is just as much about well-being and balance as it is about appearance. Sharon Osbourne has always been famously, even brutally honest about her love affair with cosmetic surgery. But she recently announced she's hitting the brakes, swearing off more procedures after a disastrous 2021 facelift at age 70. She didn't mince words, describing the results as horrifying and saying it left her looking like a cyclops. That painful, frightening experience forced a total rethink. Confronting the reality of aging, she admitted, "Time is not on my side," signaling a final decision to embrace a more natural path forward. The grueling 5-hour procedure left Sharon feeling awful during recovery, and she became horrified by a noticeable asymmetry between her eyes. That experience was the turning point. It forced her to recognize that pursuing such drastic cosmetic changes at her age carried too many risks. And while she is now stepping back from the knife, Sharon's extensive history reflects a lifelong fascination with aesthetic transformation and the hard-won lessons learned along the way. In her 2013 autobiography, Unbreakable, Sharon Osbourne was brutally honest, detailing the facelifts, laser treatments, chemical peels, and other enhancements she pursued whenever she felt they were necessary. Her radical candor played a massive role in normalizing the conversation about plastic surgery, especially for women navigating the intense societal pressure to age gracefully. By sharing her unfiltered experiences, Sharon helped others understand both the possibilities and the very real pitfalls of aesthetic procedures, highlighting the fine line between self-expression and self-acceptance. Sharon's story perfectly captures the appeal and the stark challenges of cosmetic intervention.
While these procedures can boost confidence, her journey is a powerful lesson in listening to your body and respecting its limits, especially with age. Today, she focuses on embracing her natural look and sharing her hard-won wisdom. Her story reminds us that aging, beauty, and health must be balanced, and that knowing when to stop is a vital part of true confidence. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.